let's see. We go live in 9 minutes.
Figure out why the song is not sometimes if kind of charging from yourself or charging from a headset or some maybe for the USB, right? Because some school without it, so no I can relax in the light. Yeah, exactly. So no, everything is okay.
Because I wish with that. They're right.
No, I can pick one. Because I go first to be eating and then I have
What do you like? Thanking? Your advice or not?
We go live in 3 minutes. I will just prepare everything we need for this session. Just checking we have everything in order, sound and everything. Let's see. This session is also recorded, so if you want to see it later on, you have that possibility. Typically, I add it one day after. Now let's see. Looks like we have a perfect entry for a trade also, so that's good. We will look also into that very soon. So I guess we'll start with this pair. We will start in 3 minutes. I will not post the link you need. So if you want to copy the trades I'm doing, the first link is for the broker I'm using. You also get an indicator that is good to use. Plus this broker is the broker I'm using for binary option. If you are going to copy the signals for Forex, you do not need to use the same broker like me, but for binary option, the broker you see there, you need to use it because I trade on 1 minute, and from broker to broker the movement can be a little different, especially as we talk about the minutes. So it's the movement does not need to be so much, but can be a different between I'm winning and you losing, or the other way around. Yes, the London session is the most traded session, so yes, that's the better time to trade, that's true. But that's very early for me to be trading in that time, so for me it fits better this time we are trading now, and it's quite decent also this time to trade. So I think we can start now. As always, in every session I will talk about investing.com. Can be another place also, but that's the one I'm using, so that's why I'm not promoting it in any way or shape or form. It's free. You can just sign up a free user account here. So just go to investing.com, make a free account, put in your address, because when you put in your address, every time that come here is after your own time zone. The specific thing that we need to use every time we go to trade, if it's for binary option or if it is for Forex, you go to the news in the top menu there and you choose economic calendar. From there you can see if there are any big news today. Like you can see on dollar, it was 9:30 my time, was a 3-star news. So if we were going to trade, for example, 10 my time, we would still need to wait maybe more 30 minutes to trade. But as you can see now, there are no news in 11, because 11 would be in 1 hour, as we are now 12 my time. We can see that, and there are also no more news today, so we are free to go. This line you see here is basically marking the time I am in right now. So you can easily find all news coming after my time and before my time. So that means we are good to go. Out of the bat, we are going to take a trade right away. We zoom in here. we can see that we did break out of this trend. When we did go in the correct direction, we did go in the top side, what we hoped for. We can see that we got this fake out, so it's good we did not come in too early, because we will be stopped out from this trade. So what we're going to do now, we are going to take a long trade. Let's take it there. We take our stop loss comfortable, not after this shoot here. This, I guess, was from type of news or something. Let's target the top up here, around here. I think that's a pretty nice trade, because you can see from the past that this is an area we have gone up to many times before. And the stop loss we put basically just comfortable, actually even below the spike you see here, just to make sure that we will not be closed on this trade. So what we'll do then, we take our entry price. This is on GBP, GPY. This is a trade we have been waiting for, so just now got available for us. So GBP, GPY. This is a long trade. Long trade where we enter at this price here. Does not need to be 100% this entry price, but that's where we are looking for. And we take a stop loss at stop loss, we enter at this position here. That's comfortable even below the spike we did see in the market. So we are going with a little bigger stop loss than we typically do, but as we did see the spike, we are protecting ourselves for if that happen again. I don't think it will happen, but at least we are protected for it. Take profit, we take this level there, and I will make sure I take this trade myself. So just wait a little. There. So that was basically the first trade of the day, just right on the bat. And it's, like I said, the reason we could take this trade without looking too much is because it's a trade we have already marked up from last session. And we did see that this was basically a beautiful entry from before. And we have got our already, we got the retest, we got everything. We even get this spike down. So the probability that we at least go up to this level here, even higher, we might even start to retest the previous high up here. But we take it comfortable here, and it's a 1 to 1.6 ratio, and I think that's nice in my book. As long as we take our ratio bigger than 1.5, I'm pretty happy with that. So, and as you see, we are already running in profit. So beautiful trade in a Friday. And this is a swing trade. Typically I don't like to do day trading in Fridays. If I find a super good entry, we will take it, but we keep the swing trading in Fridays, because most certainly we will need to hold our trades over the night. I think we were looking also on something on Bitcoin. We can see Bitcoin right now is retesting this resistant area we see here. I can mark it for you all. So that means we do not have a trade here right now, but at least we'll mark it. We need basically to close above this red line you see here. Right away we cross above this red line, we can then take a sweet long trade and target up at least around this region here. So around 21 to 77 can be a target. So, but at the current moment, it's not a trade for us, because you see we are retesting. We see that he have done it, and we see it's respecting still this resistance. So it's only if we can break and close above here, then we can look for a trade with a nice close tight stop loss. So just so I can show the trade that we are looking for, because this can be maybe for the Monday session. As Bitcoin do not close the market in Saturday and Sunday, this can also happen then. But my target will be up there, more or less. And I think I will take a stop loss just something like this. Because then you can see we are protecting ourselves for these spikes you see down here. So if we break and hit the stop loss, most probably he have already broken also this, that will then turn support. But the ratio is good. Still we see we have a 1 to 2.42. So even with a 50% win rate, like I talked about before, we still make money. And of course we are going to win more than 50%. So for Bitcoin, we basically just need to wait for the confirmation above here. And that's something we will see in 51 minutes. But I don't think that will be in this bar. I think maybe in the next we will see if we continue down, or if it's something like this and we go down again. But we need to have a closed bar up in this region here for us to take this trade. So for now we can close Bitcoin also, as we are not looking for short trade. I never short Bitcoin. Let's take a look at euro against dollar. Let's take it on the daily chart. So once again, as we are respecting this area down here, looks like this support here is stronger than the $1. I thought the $1, as you see here, but typically now lately we have broken up down between this $1, so it looks like it's not so strong more. So I will say the area of interest for us to take a short trade would be if we close. I will even move in a little more, because you see this one here. I think we need to close below this red line, then we will look for a short trade. But till then, I think this is not a trade we can take more. For the ones that have the trade open, just keep it open. But because before we had this area of interest, so we thought the $1 mark would be the strong area, but we see now it's not so strong. Currently we can see here that we are retesting this resistance that we see here. So most probably we will go down and retest this support down here also. So as we are retesting this resistance, yes, I believe we'll retest down here, and only if we break below here we are interested, and that is on the 4 hour, of course. So let's take a look at the 4 hour, how it looks like. The 4 hour have a little different picture, so we need even to move it a little farther down as we're going to take the trade on the 4 hours. So basically we need all the way down here. So if we can close below this bar, that will be an indication for us that it's a trade we can take. Pega água para mim? So I just asked for some water here. I forgot to bring. So now let's take a look here on this chart. Like I said, we do not have any on the 4 hour and 30 minutes. Let's see in the 30 minutes if you can see. Here we see we have a current uptrend. So even here we can't be looking for a short. We can't be looking for a short trade because we see that we are currently looking on this uptrend. You see it's respecting this trend line you see here. And also we have up here, we have a resistance zone. We can mark that one also. And it could be a nice short trade here, but we never, as we're going to have a high win rate, we never trade against the trend. And as the trend currently in the short term, in the long term is not, but in the short term is an uptrend, we will not trade against the trend. So we stay away from this trade at least. So we can close this one also. I think we now can take a look at binary option. The link for this is the link I did post just recently. So let's see. Before I used a bullish band stochastic, but this time we are only going to trade with bullish band and support resistance, because I think it's easier. So let's take, let's find a pair. Let's take a look at this one. It pays 85%. Let's take a look how this looks like. And this moves away alike. That means I see that we are going up down. We are not going just we are not going in a trend. So this is something we can look at. Looks like we maybe if I come in a little before we could get a trade, but we will not look on nothing before we see that everything is correct. So we'll add the bullish band. We will edit the bullish band just a little. We will remove the median line because we don't need it, and we change the upper and lower bullish band. We change it for white. Now let's take a look. We are going to take $100 trade if it keeps up there right now. There we are in, and then I will make the marks and I will explain after. Winning or losing, we are going to explain. So here we can see we have our area. We will make it red also, and we can make it a little thicker. So now I've explained the reason for this trade is because you can see that this is an area that we have now resistant. We can see we're touching there, we go down, we're touching, we go down. Of course, currently we are above it, but this, let's see, it's not closed yet. And it's here we actually lost this trade. We lost it, but still I will explain it. The bullish band, this upper line was up below. Currently it's above it. That means it's ready to break. So let's make our new mark. Let's see where we can have our area of interest right now. We need to go over here. We actually have one there now. We'll take one more trade. We mark this one up here. We remove this one here. And let's take a look how this is turning out. So the reason for this trade is the same as the other one. It's an area where we have touched before that now is turned to resistant. The first trade got a loser, but this one at least I think will win. So typically I don't take two trades after each other, but when we get a perfect setup, we just need to. So this one will be a winner. I see clearly. You see now this very strong red bar down, so this will be a winner. So the reason for this trade is that bullish band, the upper line, it's below our point of interest up here, and that is a trade for us. So there you can see we did win this trade. So if we then mark in the bottom, let's make a mark there also. We make that one green because that's we are now looking for buy opportunities down here. We can maybe move it a little up. I think around here. We see when we touch this area, we get it's an area where we touch and go. Touch, we go. Touch, we go. Touch, we go. Right? Go back here and see. Touch, we go up. Let's go more back here. Not so much more. But this shows us that this is an area when the market touches this line, we go up. The only thing we need is that you see this bullish band, this white line here. We need to have a space in between the support area, because this is the support area, and this lower bullish band, this white line you see here. As long as we can stay and have a space here, we take our trade here. Now, for example, here you see the bullish band have crossed our red line here. That means this one is not valid more. We need to move it more up. So let's just do that. We move it now up to this region here. That's also a place where we can see clearly. Let's even take it there. It's an area when we touch it, we go down. So if we come up to this red line you see up here now, we will then go in with a short trade again. So let's wait and see. The market is moving good, so let's see. So like I said, if we now move up and touch this red line, we will take a put trade. But we need to come up to this line because we don't have any support area before there. We are ready. We are getting close to our target. Maybe not. We see that we could have not had our resistance, have our white Bollinger Band top line above this red, and we need to move it again. But our lower Bollinger Band still have a space in between, so this one is still active for our trade. If we continue down now, we will look back to Forex. Yeah, I think we do that. So let's go back here. We will then open GBP USD. This let's take in higher time frame first. We are clearly in a strong downtrend. Let's see if we can mark this one nice in the 4 hour. That's it. Something like that. We are now testing the upper trend line. So if we then take it to the 30 minutes, maybe we can get a day trade because we need to wait for that. What we can do here, this one will close fast. So let's take our short trade here. Let's take our stop loss comfortable there, and let's target something that will close fast as it's a Friday. We take it here. So let's take this trade. This is GBP, GPY, GBP, GBP USD, I mean GBP USD, short trade, and enter at this point. Let's take stop loss here. I will explain more after. I'll just get this number out of the way first. Stop loss there, and we take our profit level there. There. Then I'll just make sure I take this trade myself also. And we take it there. So the reason for this trade is that we clearly see that we are in downtrend. We are retesting our trend line, and we are just taking, typically I would target maybe the lowest point here, but as it's a Friday, we want the trade to close 100% sure today. So this trade will be closed today. So we don't need to be worried about this trade will be open overnight. So this trade will close in either direction. If close up here, perfect, then we just knew that we are having a trend change. But otherwise, we go down, we get our take profit, and it's a 1 to 153 ratio, and that's what we like to see, more than 1.5. So we can say that one is good also. Let's look back here. We see that we have a strong resistance here, but our bullish band is way above. Now I think we can just remove even. We are not even looking for short trade now because the bullish band is going crazy upwards, so we can't be looking for any short trade here now. So we will need to wait and see if we rather can get a trade in the bottom. So we'll come back to this pair a little later on. Now let's see if there are any questions. You don't need to do that because you can go in with the lower lot sizes. You don't need to go in with a bigger lot size. The market today, I think the market is moving pretty good to be a Friday. Typically, Friday's going sideways, but we see some moves like we did see on GBP, GPY. So it looks like GBP is moving good. The other pairs maybe not so much, but yes. But typically Fridays is not a day we should be trading so much because the market will close for Saturday and Sunday, and we don't want to keep trades open because we don't know which news are going to come in Monday and things. So typically I like to rather close my trades in Friday, not to open trades. Thank you for that. Yes, we got the winner last there. We did. I'm not so sure about that. Bitcoin have been dropping down to 20,000, by the way. If we check coin market cap, I think it's where we are right now. Let's see. Bitcoin is at 20,355 right now. Personally, I don't think we will skyrocket up to 75,000 by the end of the year. Maybe in the end of 2023, we might look something like that, but I don't think this year. No, at least I don't believe that. Yes, I keep my money in crypto. It's today that's the best way to keep your money. So yes, I agree on that. Yeah, but you should trade also outside of these sessions. Just try to follow the rules I set and just test a little by yourself. That's true, that's true. Okay, then I will continue. Let's see, look, like we see now already, and GBP USD is halfway to our take profit. So like I said, this looks to be a sniper entry we got here right now. We are currently halfway to profit, and yes, this trade will close today, so that's what you want to look for. So let's take a look at USD GPY if there's something nice here. Let's first look at the one-day chart so we see the trend. We are, let's change this one a little. We are still, as we can see, in the uptrend. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. We are also, if we mark the upper side of the trend, up here, you see that we are in the top. So basically we can't take a short trade because we will then trade against the trend, and we can't take a long trade because we are in the upper side of the trend. So there make no sense to take any trade here now because right now. So, but of course we can take a look at the 30 minutes if there are something. And we can see also clearly here that it's an uptrend and we are now in the bottom of this support. So we could maybe, let's see, if we can take a long trade here, it's something we can at least consider. So let's mark it up and see how it looks like. So we can clearly see that we had some tests here. We had a retest. Yeah, I think actually we can take a long trade here. We can do that because then we are trading with the trend. So let's take it comfortable up there, and our stop loss we take it here, but it's a 1-to-1, so it's 2. Let's see how far up we did. Yeah, we can take this trade. So let's that's USD GPY. We are looking for long trade. So USD GPY long trade. We enter at this point here. We take our stop loss level right here. And take profit, we take at this level here. So we are continuation with the trend, basically. So let's post that there. Let's take a look. I will explain more. So as we could see it clearly on the 1 day and the 4 hour that we are in uptrend, and we can easily see that on the 30 minutes also. We can see that we got the retest of this support area here that is looks to be quite strong. And as we are in the uptrend and we got the retest and we are getting a valuation up, we can clearly see that also with the trend that you're getting higher highs. You see here we have a high, we get a higher high, we got a higher high here, and we are even getting a little higher lows. So to take this profit level here, I think will be quite clear. And this is also one trade that will close most certainly today before the market close. So that's what we want to see. So let's follow up with this trade later on. Now let's take a look at gold. We have a lot of lines here, so we need to remove some of that. Because it's a little too much mess here now. There, well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the 1 day chart first. So here we see what I've been talking about. We wanted to take a trade down here. That's too late right now. And we are basically too late for this trade. We have moved too much. The trade would have been here when we closed it above this grid line. So the trade was basically here. If we had taken this trade a long time ago, 10 hours ago, if I had taken this trade 10 hours ago, we would have taken here, we would have set our stop loss just below this lows here, and we will target basically around here. So because we see here we have a support area that a turn resistance, and you can see we would have almost touched our take profit already. So this is a trade that was 10 hours ago. Now another trade that could be if we close above up here. So that means this one need to be in, let's see, need to be up here, and we then would take a stop loss something like this, and we could have target in this region. So if we close above and we came up to this level, we can then look for another long trade and target 1 to 3.36 ratio. But currently, yes, we were too late to the party here. Now we need just to wait if we can continuation get up to this level here and close above here. Does not need to be exactly the point you see here on the chart, can even be up here. We are still interested because the ratio is so good that we can take it. As long as it's more than 1.5, we can take the trade. But yes, currently we need to wait and see what will happen in the market. So for gold, we need to wait. Let's go back to binary options, see if it's something better here now. No, things looks a little different, so we can change it a little. We see that this is an area of interest now. It's an area where when we touch it, we go down. So let's take it on the closed area. So let's take it here. So if we come down to this green line here now, we are taking a trade. In the upper side, we are still not interested. We are too high. We need to wait till this will cool down and get a little more down. So currently we are only looking for call trades. This trade will only occur if we touch this grid line. And we can see that we have a space between the support grid line and this lower bulge band. That means it's a valid trade for us. So if this bar now, this red one here, go all the way down to the green line, we are taking a call trade. So let's wait and see. We are getting very close. But seems like this support here is pretty strong also, at least for the 1 minute part. But let's wait and see. But yes, I feel quite comfortable with this support line here because we can see it's an area where we have touched many times for the lower side to up, and we see it's protected every single time. If this bar don't turn down to around here, we will close it and go and look at more Forex trade instead. No, I think we go back to Forex because we are not looking for any short trades, so we will need to wait. So now let's see if we have anything more to look at here. We can take a look at Ethereum. We need to introduce crypto, of course. We take this one here. Let's take a look at the 1 day first. Very messy and ugly. We did not like that. Let's go take it to 4 hour. Okay, it looks better. So little hard to see a clear support resistance because the market is moving so strange. Let's open another one. This one I did not like so much. Let's take this one. Here looks much better. Let's take the 1 day chart here. Came very ugly here also. So let's go back to 4. Okay, clearly we can see that the area we are in the top here are now resistance zone right here. I think we need to make this line much thicker. Let's okay, yeah. So we need to close above this red line for us to look for a trade. We see that we are currently in a uptrend. If we mark the upper line in the uptrend, we see that it's moving something like this. So we will very soon now come to a squeeze. We can see that we are also above, maybe not so strong, but it's still support area. That one is around here, because you see it's also area when you touch we go up. So we basically now need to wait and see what will happen. We are now in between one support and resistance. So if we can close above here, we can be looking for long trades. But what I rather would like to see is if the market later on, we go here, we come down, and we can enter a trade around this, above this red line, and when we touch this white support trend line, that would be a much nicer trade. So I think for Ethereum, I will just be patient and wait for something like that to take a trade. Not going to rush anything here, because when we don't see it, we don't see it. Now we are actually in the area. Let's see if we can come down to the green line again. We will take the trade. You see we had the trade right here. So if you have been live, we could have taken this long trade. But we need to wait now yet again. If we can come down there again, I'm ready to push call. We see the bulge band still have a small space, but need to be on this buy. So we need a little more and a little more. There we are in. Now we need to wait and see how the market will move. So as we see, if we go back to the past, we see that this is an area where we have had a strong resistance. We go up, we touch, we go down. Same here, we go strong down. Same with this one, same with this one, same here. So that's the reason behind this trade. Now he did the movement a little too slow. Let's see. Now you can see he's about. So we were a little unlucky with this one, but still we take it. As long as we follow the rules, it's okay. Now we can see the bulge band have crossed it below our line, so we need to move it. So for the binary option part, I will not say the market is perfect. It's moving a little strange for us, we see. So let's take, I think in this range around here. So support area in the downside. For the upside, we can now say that this one is ready. We will make this one a nice red color. So up here now we can see that when we touch this area, we go down. And now we have the bulge band below it, so it's a valid one. So today we have not done so good with binary option, as you can see. So we are currently down. So this is not a good day, and we should not trade more, because typically 3 trade we stop. If we are losing money or we are winning, we stop after 3 trades. So I will not take more trades, but we can at least mark up where we can see that we would have taken trades. So I think what we'll do, we will now take a vertical line here. From here, let's make this one a yellow color. Let's take it a little thicker there. So everything that happened after here now, we can see how it looks like. Now maybe I will see if we can move this one to here. Let's take it back to the original position, but maybe around here. So every trade that happened after here now, we can after see how it would have been going. Now let's see if there are any questions. So we have sessions every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 18:00, same time as you're in here now. And we are live for 1 hour every time. Okay, I will give you a link. Let's see here now. So for the Forex broker, use the first link. With this link you also get the indicator I'm using. And for binder option is the broker you did see here right now. That's the link number 2, this one you see down here. Now let's see if we can have anything else. Let's take this pair. We are in, we can see what you're looking for is we are in the downtrend, as you can see with this line here. So we are only going to look for short trades. Let's see if we have a day trade we can go in with. We are currently, we have retested this support area here. So I think we can take a short trade just right here. We enter here, we take our stop loss just right above, if you let me. Let's see, I want to take it a little higher. Let's see, the stop level, we take it something like this, just right above the point we had before, and we will target 1.5. Let's see there. Let's see, we will take 1.5 exactly there. So then we take our entry on, this is Australian dollar against dollar. So let's take AUD USD short trade, enter at, we take our stop loss at this level, and we take the profit level TP here. So let's put that into the information here also. Let's see, and here, that will be the last trade of the day basically. We will not be looking more for trades, we'll rather just go in to see if there are things to explain instead. So we have already taken 4 signals and we have taken 3 trades for binary options, so we have been active at least. So the reason for this trade is that we see that we had a test here on this resistance point, and we see that we have did not go so well. So, and as we are looking only for short trades, as you see, we are below this trend line that is turning downwards. We are following a trend down, and we are looking for a retest down to this support area down here. And we're looking for a 1 to 1.5 ratio trade. So we are keeping it to our rule of keeping the trades bigger than 1.5. So then we have taken that trade also. We can take a look at New Zealand against Dollar Rosa. We aren't going to take trade, but just to take a look at it at least. Let's take a look at the higher time frame. I don't understand why things look so ugly here now. Let's close it. And let's open it again. Now let's take in the 1 day again to see if it gets better. Now got good. Okay. So with this is euro against dollar, by the way. Let's open NZD, USD in Forex. Let's take this one here. So here we can see we are looking at a downtrend easily, because you see it's going downwards. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. Okay, here we can basically make a trend line. We are in the top of the channel, looks like. Let's see. Yes, here you see we are touched this, we go down, here we go down, here we go down. We can, I will not give more signals today, but this is also a trade. So here, what I'm looking for, I'll first look for the longer term trend. We see it's downwards, and then we look at the 4-hour. We see that we have a trend line down. It's an area where we come here, we come up here, we go down, we come up here, we go down, we come up here, we go down, and this will repeat itself. And the probability for win is super high, and we can just take a stop loss very tight like this and just target the lowest point we have seen before. So this is a trade I would easily have taken if it was not that we have taken too many trades today from before. It's just so you see my thought process of a trade, how fast we can identify a trade when we start. Will very soon, if we zoom out, we will get let me see if I can mark this one a little more down. We will get a squeeze, so that will be interesting to see. But what I'm guessing here, that we will break to the upside, and when that time they come, we will wait for the retest. So let's say later on we come down here, we turn up to the upside here with a buy like this, and we get a retest maybe down here. That's the time we will take a position, something like this. We can then take a long trade here and target maybe, we need to look at the next very strong resistance, and that is here, because here we can see when we come down here, we go up, here we go, here we go. So this is the strong resistance. So, and the stop loss will not need to be so much. Let's edit that one. We can let's see. Cut it off a little. Let's make that 400. Let's see how it looks like then. Yeah, that looks much nicer. So a trade like this is what I've been looking for. If we if the scenario will look something like this. So, but like I said, right now we're looking for short trades. We're only looking for a long trade when we break above this upper trend line we see here. Of course, that is for the short-term trend line, because the long-term will be all the way up here. But for now, this, yes, could be a nice long trade inside this bigger area. And we're then just targeting the next strong resistance point. Now let's see if there are any questions. Yes, I'm doing it right now. I will just show setups. I will not give more signals today. So we can take a look at the CAD GPY also. First, we will indicate the trend. Looks like it's uptrend, and we can clearly see. If we go here, we can see that it's clearly it's an uptrend we're looking at. That means we are only looking for long trade opportunities. We then go down to the 4-hour. We start to mark up our trend line. So if we mark, then we can clearly see that something like this. And if we take a trend line from the upper side, we have one like this. So we are currently now in the upper side of the trend line. So as we know, we are not going to look for a short trade to go down to the lower trend line, because we will never trade against the trend. So what we now are looking for is long trades when we come down to this lower trend line again. So then, for example, when you come down here, we see, if I open a trade here, for example, we see that sometimes you can get fake outs. We need to secure ourselves for that. So we would have set, we look then at the start of the last trend. You see it started here. So we put our stop loss a little below it, and we target the previous high. We don't need to target the trend line, we take the previous high. And you see that would be a valid trade, because we see we have 1 to 1.7. So that the ratio is 1.7. That means if you lose $100 on your stop loss, you make $170 on your take profit. And like I talked about before, we take every trade that is valid above 1.5, because we need a ratio 1.5 to take a trade. So this is a trade that we could have taken later on. This will, I guess, will be maybe in Monday. So if this one can come down here, we will take this trade with a high probability win. So that's basically my setups. I just trade after the trend. That's why I put up this trend line, and I like the best position to take a trade for me is when we come down and we retest our trend line, because we can put a very tight stop loss and we can take a very high take profit, because we can, most of the times you can just target the previous high, and we most of the time will also hit that take profit level. But let's take a look at the 30 minutes to see if we can get a long trade, and we see we clearly can't do that, because we are already almost up in the top side of the trend line. And like we see, even on the 30 minutes, we see that it's a clear uptrend. We don't need to mark too much to see that, but I will still do it. You see, the market is going upwards on the long term and in the short term. And we are just looking for long trades also on 30 minutes. So no trade there. Let's take a look at New Zealand. Here we did mark already, I see. So let's take out Euro GPY. This will be the last we'll be looking on. Here we, like you can see, we see it's a clear uptrend, and I don't even need to mark it. We see that we are in the upper area of the trend, the same like the other ones. So as we are in the upper area of a trend, as see here, we can't look for short trade, and we are only looking for long trades. And as we are in the upper area, most of the time we do not break the upper trend line. So we will most certainly go down, or maybe go sideways for then to go up again. And we are only going to take a trade when we see we touch the lower trend line, the white line you see here. I can make it green so it's more clearly. When we touch this green line, that means we're going for a long trade. Now it's only 2 minutes left, so now I'll only take any questions if we have any. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You can do that. Let's see. That seems like a nice suggestion to do that. I'm not sure which trade, because we have taken too many trades today. We have taken 4 Forex trades and we have taken 3 binary option trades. So I'm not sure which trade you are talking about. So there are now 1 minute left. So if there are any questions, ask them now. If not, just write it on a piece of paper or whatever, and you can ask it on the next session in Monday. I will be back here Monday, 18:00, same time like today. And also make sure you have account for Forex and binary option if you want to copy my trades for them. So you find the link for both these two here. So, like I said, if there are any question, you can ask it now, or just write it down and have it ready for next session. Then we are done for today. And have a super weekend.